it's me, Renee. I'm back, and as you see from the title, this is not a booktube newbie tag. I was not really tagged by anyone, but I did have an anniversary last week. I've now been on booktube for 2 years, 2 whole years, and Katie from Katie Reads and Rants tagged people who kind of had anniversary around that time. She started her channel I think she started, around 10th of August. But she started last year. I started in 2019. So my channel is 2 years now. And I do know that it's 26 now. Well, I'm filming it 26. This is going up tomorrow, so it's a week late. But hopefully the booktube police won't show up at my door. Oh no, that they don't exist. But yeah. So yeah, let's get to the questions. Also, of course, I'll link the creator down below. I don't remember at the moment who made it, but someone did, and I'm gonna link them down below in the description. And yeah, question number 1. How old is your channel? I already said this, but I can say it again. I started 2 years ago in August. I think maybe it was the 19th. I think it was around 19, 15, 16, around that time, around that week in August, 2 years ago. And yeah, it's been a nice 2 years now. Yeah, let's go on. I suppose I can chat a bit, but I kind of want to go on. Honestly, I'm a bit tired, but I also want to film, so that you might sense my tired energy. Like today, even though it's late August, today was pretty warm here in Norway. Well, here in where I live. So after work, and I got extra work. But yeah, after work, I end up going for a walk. I walked for around 2 hours. So, and I've been back now for 2 hours. Look at my watch. I don't have a watcher, but I don't know. And I'm still a bit tired. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, let's get back to our prompts. One moment. Yeah. Prompt number 2. What's your favorite videos to make? I'm not really sure. I like most of them, I would say. Sometimes I'm kind of slumpy in a way, with making videos. So I'm kind of but still sometimes kind of feel okay, I want to make a video, but I'm not 100% motivated. And then I'm just kind of with any video. But when I'm in a mood to make videos, I like them all really. So that's kind of hard. I suppose maybe the ones I'm most excited about is kind of when I fangirl. I made a few videos now and then about stuff that I love. I made a video late last year about great stuff from last year. It wasn't all awful. And then I made a video in March, I think. Maybe it was April, about great stuff that's happening. That's kind of happening. And then I made some other videos that kind of about where I gush about books and stuff that I love. And I suppose also when I gush and just share my joy, unbridled joy for something, and then I get just lots of comments down below saying I love this as well, or I love your joy. That's awesome. So yeah, let's move on. And then we have what is one piece of advice you would give to someone wanting to do booktube? I'm gonna be a bit basic here, but if someone says a good thing, we can simply just second it, because if it's a good thing, it's a good thing. So I'm simply gonna second what Katie said. Just don't think much, just do it. I think some people think you have to, if you're gonna start a booktube, you have to have very good camera, or you have to have a a thing that's yours, or you have to do this or this. And no, you don't. What you only actually have to do 2 things. 1, the motivation, and 2, the time. And the time, it's not some people they actually kind of end up, well, some people post every day, some people post once a week, twice a week, some people post 3 times a week. That's up to you. Maybe before you start booktubing yourself, maybe you watch a lot of booktubers and a lot of them post all the time. So you feel you have to post all the time. You don't. I mean, booktube is so big now, and it's like you post when you post, well, and you film when you film. I mean, it's a hobby. It's supposed to be a hobby. I suppose yes, a few people have it as a job, but like, and even the people who have it as a job, they don't. I don't really think they either really do it daily. So like, if you don't want to do it daily, don't do it daily. Like, post as much as you want. Yes, you have stuff like booktube. No, like Vida, where you have videos every day. April, or what do you say, every day August, where you post a video every day, and then that will be kind of a lot of stuff. But then, I mean, you can pre-film stuff, so yeah, and also like you can pre-film lots of stuff if you know you're gonna be busy. You don't have to have time to like film all the time, all the time. That's yeah, you film, and you post when you post. And yeah, if you kind of think like, oh, I have to have a thing, you have to have like a snas or like a pizzazz, or I have to, like pizzazz, sorry. Now I'm going a bit over top. Like you don't okay, I suppose that also like you don't have to like have be all out there in the camera. Like some people, a lot of people on booktube, or like I suppose in a way YouTube in general are kind of charismatic. They have like a presence, or like kind of big, they're kind of a bit Italian, they're but like all over like with their hands, and like when they talk about stuff, and yeah, stuff like they kind of use their whole body, or they talk loud like me, and yeah. But there's also lots of booktubers who talk slow but still have cool stuff to say, and there's not one way to be a booktuber. And also, yeah, also you might think like, okay, well, I don't know, really know. I'm not articulate. I don't do this. I don't know do this. Like I don't have money to buy books and no money to do that. No, you don't have to do that. Like it's not. I think some people have this idea that you have to. Sorry, one moment. That you have to read all the newest books when you're on BookTube. You don't. There's lots of booktubers who focus on backlist, or booktubers who have just used library books, or like I mean, BookTube is so big now, and if you don't have that much money, you can buy the newest books. You can go to the library. If you don't have a library, you can use a little free library. Maybe there's that. I mean, as well as like also like if you're thinking of starting a booktube channel, you probably have a passion for books, and because of that, you probably have some access to books in some way. So like, you don't have to read all the news books. You don't even at least in my area, you don't even have to read the news books to be part of booktube. Like, if, for example, if you one month, you know, you're going to be doing a lot of exams, or a lot of something, you're going to be busy, so you can't really read that much. Well, you can do a video on books that you look forward to. Like there's still books you can look forward to, even though you know won't have time to read them. You can do a book. You can do video on books you own with beautiful covers, or you can do a video on author you like. You can do a video on quotes. I mean, there's so many stuff. You can do a tag video. I mean, tag doesn't need to be like this stuff like I had just bought. It can be old stuff. There's so much stuff you can do without buying the newest books and reading the newest books. So don't worry about it. Don't just breathe, take a breathe, and then yeah, just simply start really. And then you kind of do your thing and do what it feels like how you want to do it. And yeah, booktube, there's no one way to booktube. Just do what makes you feel happy and comfortable. And yeah, that's that really. And that's me going on about booktube and advice. But yeah. Then we have prompt number 4. Since joining, have you run into any unforeseen challenges? So like yeah, I saw like Katie do this video 2 weeks ago, and I felt like okay, I want to do it myself. And I'm kind of like thinking, should I be completely honest with this? Because I suppose well, this doesn't need to be like hard hitting question, but at least for me, kind of felt hard hitting. But also like I'm an honest person. I like to be honest. So and like I suppose I could just talk about something else, and then that's not dishonest. It's more like omitting. That's not yeah. That's simply answering something in a different way, or about something else. I suppose I could find a less personal answer, but I don't know. I kind of want to be honest here. So yeah, I suppose yeah, there's two things around there, and they're both kind of hard hitting in a way. It's not like I'm going to be talking about something graphic, but well, yeah, for me, I mean, this could be like maybe you see this get this point, you hear my answer, and maybe you click the unfollow button because some people are quite drastic and quick that way. I hope you don't, but yeah, I'm just gonna be honest and hope you like that. Yeah. Well, okay. Yeah. So unforeseen challenges. So yeah. Last year it was this kind of blew up around uh, last May because of George Floyd, and then you also had Breonna Taylor, and then you had also other people around that time in America getting killed because simply they were black. They were in the wrong place in the wrong time, or well, no, they I suppose better way they met the wrong police at the wrong time in a way. That's kind of I suppose better way to say it really because they weren't in the wrong place. I mean, Breonna Taylor was in her house, so yeah. But yeah, around this time, kind of Black Lives Matter kind of blew up. Like Trayvon Martin was like 4 or 5 years ago, and that was also like a big deal. But like last year with George Floyd, it kind of grew to completely different levels, and of course George. I mean, all Black Lives Matter and all Black lives when they're being killed, it's a tragedy. But like George Floyd, I think honestly, definitely to me, I think probably what kind of made such a big reaction was that we had the video and it was so long that like he's slowly being killed. Like Trayvon Martin and a lot of other people, they were pistol shots and they were like boom, boom, boom. They were killed quickly. But George Martin was 10 minutes or 6 minutes, just so slow, and it's just horrifying. And yeah. Anyway, so also like because of this, was also this talk about okay, Black Lives Matter everywhere, not just out in the streets, but also like on booktube. Like, do you talk about black books? Do you have watch people on booktube are black and etc. 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 Because of that, I started becoming more focused. Try to find a bit more black booktubers to watch. I also actually end up watching less booktube in general. So I suppose I kind of backfired because I end up clicking follow on a lot of stuff and I didn't really keep up with watching them. So that's kind of stupid. That's not really what I want to talk about. What was thing? Okay, so I end up doing a video on like how awful sorry, how awful this situation with like where being black in America, or I suppose also like in the world, is just so harrowing. And this was like in last June, maybe July. So it was one person had been killed. Like it was after George Floyd and Breonna Taylor. I can't remember the name of the person, but I'm gonna link it down below. And I did like a video feeling like because I felt like this last person dying wasn't really talked that much about. It was still like talk about George Floyd, but not about this new person dying. It was kind of like me like saying like we need to talk about this new person as well because I felt like people often booktube say like, okay, booktube aren't talking about this important, well, this horrific death. You should talk about these deaths, and so I made this video. I can at least for myself, I felt it was a good video, and I got one. I wouldn't say troll, but like there was one comment on it saying like, "Oh, white girls always knowing best," and I'm like, I didn't know best. I said in the video I didn't know best. I said like I tried to show my sympathy, symphony, my sympathy for how awful and how horrific it is, and yeah, words like that. And so actually after that, I kind of thought maybe I should just stop booktube because it was actually it was kind of my only troll or negative comments, more or less. Well, that one more. So I suppose I've been lucky that way. And I was kind of thinking like, okay, so should I delete the video, or what should I do? Should I do something like that? What should I do? Like, what should I do? I end up just kind of moving on from it, but like after that, I became much more aware of like reading much more of like offers and stuff. But I kind of haven't really touched on it afterwards because I feel like whatever I say, it's gonna be bad. But I just had that one comment, so I mean, maybe other people watched it and thought it was a nice video. I'm not sure, but yeah, that was something that was difficult for me. Let's say that. Well, yeah, it was difficult. And then also last year, last April, was it May? Anyway, last spring, there was this stay at there was this booktube literary thing, stay literature staycation. I can't for not remember it. But yeah, anyway, like a lot of these big booktubers came together and they kind of they had authors into author panels, like with historical fiction and YA fiction and like all these different panels over one weekend. I think it was in April because it was the weekend of Jewish. But yeah, it was in April. And then also one of the panels was like tips for new booktubers. And one of the panelists said like, if you don't have text subtitles on your video, you should go off booktube. Go off booktube. And she was just, well, sorry, they was just so adamant and so aggressive about it. I was like, okay. I suppose like having subtitles, it means people who want to learn English could uh, read along, or they could like, if they're blind, well, sorry, not blind, if they're deaf, they could follow along. Like, there's lots of people who reach that way. I hadn't really before thought that way, but I suppose that's, well, it is kind of a reason for it, like accessibility. And so after that, I tried to subtitle my video, and I like saw different people like said like it's also easy. So like so many different ways to do it, but like there's lots of easy ways to do it. I tried to subtitle my video. I can't really manage it because I'm just stupid. I don't know, but I tried first one time, and then also I tried recently with another way. I still couldn't do it, as you see. I was, if you can see subtitles, that's from YouTube. That's not my own. Yeah, I kind of, I still kind of want to make subtitles because like I want to be accessible for everyone. So if you have tips there, please help me. But at this point in time, I'm so stupid for it. So I suppose that's not really an excuse. I can still learn, but like I've tried to learn it and I can't really understand how you do it. So yeah, I suppose that's kind of been the two difficult things really with me, I would say. And then also like, yeah, unforeseen difficulties. I suppose then you can also say like, well, also like I have made some videos that I loved and I kind of put some work into, and then the videos gets like 2 or 3 reviews. It's like, oh, okay, okay, but I mean, celery, celery. And yeah, let's move on to the next question. What is the favorite book series you read because of BookTube? So, honestly, like, yeah, I started BookTube 2 years ago, like BookTubing 2 years ago, but I actually watched it since like 2011, maybe 12. No, actually, I think 11. So I actually watched it for actually 10 years now. Uh, so a lot of the books that I read are because of BookTube. A lot of them. So this is kind of like, choosing in that. It's kind of difficult. I didn't really have an answer. I'm not looking at my shelves. I'm kind of thinking, you know what? Yes. So these are 2 recent reads. First, you have Undercover Bromance by Lisa K. Adams. This is kind of big in the like bromance also in the romance part of BookTube. Uh, and now I'm blanking on names, but like a lot of people really like this book. I read it in July. I really liked it, and yeah, it's a series, and yeah, enjoyed it very much. So this is a book I read because of booktube. I don't think I've seen it outside of booktube. No, I can't say I really say I have. It's probably people probably read it outside of booktube as well, but that's kind of what I've heard about. And then we have The Future of Another Timeline by Annalee Newitz. I've heard about this one actually besides booktube as well, because this is time travel, so I'm always like into the time travel books. I always like Google what's new time travel books, and it's like new time travel books of 2019, of 2018, and etc. etc. So this book has been on my radar for a while, but then I saw. Am I an idiot? No, no, I'm not. Jess from Bow Ties and Books took a rave about this very much, and in their video in July for the Sapphic readathon. For the readathon? For a readathon of hers. And she just said how this book, yeah, sorry, not she, sorry. They said that how this book is a book that booktube is sleeping on. And yeah, I read it. It's a harrowing, it's a bit raw book, but it's also a very good book. So yeah, these are two books I read recently. That's yeah, booktube made me read. This I knew outside booktube, like for other places, but just from Both Sides and Books made me read it, and I recommend it. As I said, let's move on. Blah 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 blah. 6. Overall, what is your favorite aspect about booktube? I'm gonna be a bit basic and say like how how kind of how big the room is the way big the room is. How kind of big it is, because like now you can have well, big it is. This seems so weird. Okay, so wait, that's what I'm thinking. The variety of the videos, like you have videos, you have like people still do old style like tags, so that's kind of untrendy for like the big channels. But then you have like challenges, then you have like and then you also have some people some people doing book skits, really like that. And then you have all these different creators who have their own view and their own take on stuff. And I just love have in a way like have big and varied it is. So like you can go on booktube and find anything really. You can find a video on 5 minutes on a short book review, like a short tag, or you can find a discussion over 2 hours, but that's still so interesting and thought provoking. And you can find anything here. And I really like it. That's let's move on. 7. Spread the booktube love. So like mention a new booktuber. Honestly, this is bit difficult for me. Slightly why I haven't really made this video before now, because as I said, lately haven't really been watching. Well, like this last year, more or less, I've been watching less booktube, not none, but less. And also, like, I have so many people I kind of watch regularly or semi-regularly. I don't really often check out new booktubers. Like, I might like end up checking them up, like, accidentally. Like, if someone's commenting on me, I might check up them and you're a new booktuber and stuff like that. But like, I don't watch a lot of videos by new booktubers. But I did some research for this tag, and I actually have two, though at the moment I forgot the name of one of them, so sorry. I'll link both of them down below. But one of them anyway is Ravi Reads Books, and she's an Indian American. She's 14, 15. I think she's actually a teenager, if I'm not quite incorrect. Quite incorrect, quite incorrect, quite wrong. She's made like 4 videos so far. Her last 3 videos you can't comment on, so I'm not quite sure if BookTube thinks she's a kid, or like she talks about books for kids, but that's not true, because like there are rules and stuff. But I mean, you can still watch her videos and enjoy it, and she just has this lovely presence and this very passion that shines through through the screen, and yeah, I very much like her energy, but yeah, her presence. And then the other one that I can't remember the name for, she loves calligraphy presents, and of course I will mention that. And she's American, like, oh, American loves calligraphy presents, cool. She also likes Vampire Academy, which, yay. And yeah, she kind of has the same taste as me, which obvious. I mean, wow, as was kind of like people don't like the same books as me, but yeah. So yeah, those two, and then I'm gonna move on to the next. Is that yeah? And the last one is who do I tag? I'm gonna do actually like Katie. So like, if you're watching this and you have an anniversary in like, honestly, I'm gonna be a bit generous and say like, if you have an anniversary, like booktube anniversary in August, like the month, it's still August by a few days. But yeah, if you have an anniversary in August, you can do it. But I suppose if you started booktube in beginning of September, you can also do it. And so yeah, just anyone who feels called to action. This is a bit weird, but yeah, that's it really. And yeah, I hope you liked this video. It came a bit long-ish. Often my videos tend to be long, and yeah, yeah. I hope you have a nice day, evening, and also you're watching this on Friday, so have a nice weekend, and I'll see you soon. Bye.